Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my next review in the series for the Walking Dead comic book series of trade paperback releases. This one will be for the Walking Dead volume number 22, which is called A New Beginning. Okay, and spoiler warning, if you guys have not read this one yet, you're probably going to want to read it before you watch this spoiler review. So, almost done, guys. This one and then one more, 23, which I do have now. They finally came in. I was waiting for them for a few weeks after I ordered them. And yeah, they finally got here. So just give my thoughts right off the bat on the cover. It's cool, but it's like a reversal of what we're used to. Usually with the covers, you don't have this coloration like this. This is like red in the background, and it's like blue everywhere else. So it's a bit different from what I'm used to. But one thing I do like about it is that it, compared to the others, the quality of the pages and everything, really, really clean, really, really nice. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if they upgraded their printers or something, or if it's just because I got this one brand new and the other ones I had are a little bit older now, kind of faded, that kind of thing. But when I read this one, it just the quality of the trade is really, really clean, even the pages and everything. And it's thicker than most of the others. It seems to be longer to me. So I think it includes more issues than the other ones that we're used to. Let me see here. It's issues 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So it's still 6. But I think, yeah, it seems like more to me. That said, though, this one is a huge trade in The Walking Dead, and this is one I'm really excited to see how they handle this in the TV series, because this one includes the 2-year time skip. So when you have the ending of All Out War Part 2, it's 2 years up until when this one starts, A New Beginning. And we follow a totally new group, which was strange, with Magna here. So she is the leader of her own group, and you've got other members of her group here that somehow have managed to survive what would be over 4 years into a zombie apocalypse now, probably closer to 5. At least in my timeline, but you guys know my timeline is not the same as the Walking Dead universe or the official one. It's just what I think. And there's some really cool parts in this. You can see a huge herd. This is the biggest herd we have ever seen in The Walking Dead. So just wait till we see that in the TV series, and how they pull that off, I don't know. That's bigger than the Season 3 herd. It is like an ocean, a tidal wave, well, not just a wave, an entire ocean with tidal waves of zombies coming through. And what we have is basically getting to see the characters a couple years after. Eugene has come up with some really great ideas, and so have the other survivors. We can't give them all the credit. And what they're doing is they're scouting, and they're using a blowhorn to actually draw the zombies into a direction away from Alexandria. So you have Alexandria, you have them using a blowhorn to draw away the zombie herd away from it, and going out and scouting prior to know when herds this big are coming through, because this is so many zombies that pretty much no matter what you do, if you don't evade them, you are going to die. You have to evade them. You cannot fight. For example, No Way Out, we saw a huge number of zombies. This is way more than that, and we're getting to the point now where the zombie herds are so huge after years and years that there's no way you could fight through them. You have to evade them. So that's what they're doing. Really cool. So we also get to see Rick, our kind of post-time skip Rick. He's got his prosthetic hand here with this kind of claw thing at the end where he's got a string attached, or a cord attached to the back, so he can actually grab things, it seems. And he looks quite a bit different too. He's got the beard, but he's got no hair. He kind of looks like Douglas from the Walking Dead comic book series. Coolest TV series versions. Female is Deanna. You guys probably know that by now, but anyway, it's worth saying for those who don't. And you can see Alexandria has become totally developed now. A couple years after, you've got horses, you've got mills, you've got houses, you've got all kinds of farming, you've just got basically kind of what would look like sort of something in the Middle Ages type deal, which is really cool because afterwards we actually get to see some sword fights and stuff, which is awesome to have in The Walking Dead. Feels a little bit like Walking Dead's taken a bit from Game of Thrones, which I don't have a problem with that at all. Not at all. Very cool. So we see Olivia, we see everyone saying hi to Rick, kind of looking at him as not just a leader, but as somebody who save them from what was. And yeah, they got to work hard and they got to fend for themselves with farming and everything, but they're pretty much safe, for the most part. And that's pretty amazing. So then we have him meeting Magna and her group. They get to talking, they get to discussing what's going on, and then later on we get to see Negan after the time skip, and his hair's all long. You've got Carl who goes to visit him with talking, which is fun. We come to find out they're kind of friends, and that Carl is leaving. Negan is basically in this little prison cell, and he's absolutely miserable. He's saying effing F, which is like the first time we've seen Negan like really, really unhappy, it looks like, in the series so far. During the war, there was a few moments when he was pissed off, but genuinely he seems unhappy at this point. So then later on, we get to meet the Whisperers. So really, really cool. I'll grab a page here for you guys and show you. You've got Carl and Rick, who are going to the hilltop. Carl's going to become an apprentice there. We got him meeting up with Sophia again, which is awesome. Really love this, these parts really for, definitely just the character concentration and how attached we've gotten to our main core group of characters at this point is pretty amazing as the series goes through. I don't feel like we care about them less. I feel like we care about them more the longer the series goes through and the more we see them change and develop and, grow into really becoming post-zombie apocalypse survivors and the rebirth of civilization and human beings. After the zombies almost wipe us completely out. So you have here, you've got a couple guys at the bottom there from the hilltop, and you've got the zombies coming by. Now this is the part where we find out that zombies are talking, or, well, sort of. We find out afterwards. At first it seemed that way, but then we find out afterwards that they're not talking, but that we have a group that actually is wearing zombie skins to survive. Like this guy says, they were speaking. It was the dead. They were speaking. Marco is his name, and they think he's absolutely nuts, and they don't know that what they're dealing with is actually a group that wears the Whisperers, that wears skins. We also have Rick, who's meeting with Maggie, and they're enjoying peace, and he says, "Isn't it beautiful, isn't it?" As he looks over. So really, really cool. The final part of the episode includes a character named Dante, who we're not familiar with, but even just like a few pages, and I'm 100% behind him because there's a lot of sword fighting as a bunch of zombies attack him and a couple of his companions, and it's just brilliant writing, I think, from Kirkman to come up with this idea of this Whisperers group that, it must be hard to think of what are types of groups that could survive 4 or 5 years into a zombie apocalypse. What would they be like? We have Rick and the others that have developed a peaceful, good group, but what about the opposite, with the Whisperers? So we see them attack, they attack our couple members of the hilltop here. You've got Dante here who cuts one's head off at the top there, fights the other one, and then this one says, "Me whisper and the dead don't mind, you'll see." And and then he tells him afterwards, because you'll be dead soon yourself, then you'll see. Really cool. So there's a sword battle you can see there. Really exciting, man. There's something about sword fights. It's so exciting. It's more exciting than a gunfight, I think, is a sword. Gunfights are exciting too, but sword battles are really exciting. So he slays him, and then at the end, you've got him. He figures out that they're wearing scalps. As you can see here, they've got, Whisperers are actually wearing skins, and then at the end, one of the Whisperers gets him and says, "Don't move with a shotgun." So he doesn't have any choice. He's locked right up. He's going to have to surrender. Really cool. So there's your kind of summary now, of the trade, because I'm doing these as like summaries and also reviews. So the people who watch the TV series only can get an idea of what happens later on in the comic book series, later on in the story in The Walking Dead. Plus, also, I can do my review of this story arc in The Walking Dead as a whole. So this one, for me, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And here's why. It totally changes and revamps up the direction of The Walking Dead. Up until now, up until this part, we were always focused on survival. We were always focused on, big threat, one threat after another, that type of deal. And in this one, we can finally see the characters through the time skip, because they skip a lot of it, but we don't need to see kind of the peacetime all the way through, because it's not, peace by itself is kind of boring. It's normalized, right? But we see enough of it, which is interesting. And then afterwards, we get to catch up with most of the characters and find out what they're going to do in the future. Get to see Negan again as kind of our main Walking Dead villain, even more of a villain than the governor. And then we get new characters introduced, Magda and her group, and at the end, we see Dante and him fighting a few of the Whisperers in the hilltop, and set up for that later on in the future. Whispers into Screams is the next one. That's volume 23. So definitely we'll do the review for that in a couple days. This is a good trade. It's not the most exciting part of The Walking Dead, but it's refreshing because it's so different and so much changes, so much happens in it. It's definitely a must read. If you skip this one, you read All at War, and you go right to Whispers into Screams, you'll have no idea like what's happened, what's changed, and everything. There's just so many things packed into this one of change for the characters and taking The Walking Dead in a totally new direction than where it was at before, which is why I love this. I love this trade. It's amazing. All The Walking Dead's amazing. It's awesome all the way through, especially if you like zombie apocalypse stuff, because it destroys so many other zombie apocalypse movies or stuff you've seen. It's just over the long run so much more satisfying, so much better than a story that just ends after an hour and a half of just a movie. You can really get to care for everybody, and just amazing. So there's my review for A New Beginning, Volume 22. You can grab it at thewalkingdead.com official, so check out the site. I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested. Of course, official Walking Dead, and they've got a couple of my videos posted there, so that's pretty cool. So hoping in the future they can continue to do that, because I love The Walking Dead so much. It'd just be pretty awesome if they can. So we'll see how that goes, and almost done. One more for you guys, and then we're finally finished with the trade reviews up to current date. And I haven't decided 100% yet if I'm going to continue these all the way through. Not sure. Probably will, but not 100% sure. Let me know what you guys think. If you want to see me continue doing the trade reviews in the future, in addition to the regular, individual issues that are released. When an issue is released, I'll review it. But if you want to see me do the trades when they're released every time, I can oblige. I can do that too, if you guys want to see it. Because, otherwise I'll just buy them when I get around to it for my own collection, right? Rather than buying it to review it for you guys. So let me know what you want, and if you liked this review, please do me a solid. You guys know what to do. Please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, please favorite it. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left, go ahead and subscribe. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you for the next one. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace.